they come out clean.
Yo, what up, what up? Welcome back to another edition of Birds and Buckets. My name is Rashad Milligan. I'm joined here by my co-host Malik Brown. Malik, how you doing tonight?
We back, man.
We back, man. After
We
an
back.
80-year hiatus, man. We back. You know, we're here. But man, a lot has gone on with the Hawks. The Hawks are let me look up what the record is. But I believe it's like
6-3,
5-2, 6-3.
I think.
I said 5-2. So I was way off. Hold on, let me see what it is. Um, oh, they don't have it, of course, on the because I was looking, I was like, maybe if I click the game, they have it. So I had to click on the game before. They're 6-3. So 6-3 right now after overtime win, 124 versus 121 against New Orleans Pelicans. It shouldn't have gone to overtime, but you know, thank goodness for Dejounte Murray, and he saved the Hawks all week. And that I just was what it was. Like that's why they brought him here, in the words of Trae Young. So I guess just Malik, what were your thoughts on the Hawks? I mean, I guess even since the last time we recorded, just period.
Man, I mean, this week in particular has been pretty fun to watch. And just because of Dejounte, like, of course, against the Pelicans, he sends the game into overtime with the shot. Was that Wednesday? I forgot against the Knicks, you're down 23 points. He takes over the game. So this week has been great. Especially for the people that love DeJounte. So far this season, it's been a pretty solid season, I think. Just of course, I want to see how things get when Bogey comes back. There is no shooting on this team. I mean, even Trae is struggling shooting right now. Supposed to be one of your best shooters, your best shooter. But yeah, I mean, apparently, of course, the shooting is bad. But you make up with that. You make up for that. When you have a person like Murray. Collins has been playing solid, I think, for the most part. He's been kind of up and down, I feel like, recently, though. The bench could be better. We get spurts of Aaron Holiday one game, or Justin goes off. Jalen probably, I think, had one of his better games against the Pelicans. Okongwu, of course, solid as a rock.
Just fouls.
Yeah, fouls. That's his main
problem. Okongwu will literally be like,
he works on the fouls. He's straight.
A lot of people were talking about, it's time for Okongwu to make that jump into the starting lineup, and I think he could, even with Clint doing 19 and 19. He could start if he didn't foul six times in 6 minutes.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, that. But I mean, other than that, man, it's been pretty cool. I mean, DeAndre has been playing solid. But I mean, just watching Trae and DeJounte work off of each other has been a sight to see, and I'm really enjoying that. I'm really enjoying that pairing. I think it's working so far. Because I know some people had doubts about it. Of course, it's still early in the season, but so far so well. So that's what I got to say. They 6-3. They've been competitive in most of the games, besides maybe like one or two. But yeah, they look good to me.
I agree with you, and I remember a Pelicans fan was saying, like, he wasn't high on the Hawks going into the season because, like, he felt like they overpaid for Murray, and I was like, it's literally the same package that Milwaukee did for Drew Holiday. There was like, yeah, but Milwaukee was like on the verge of winning a championship. I was like, the Hawks are literally in the Eastern Conference Finals 2 years ago, and it's like, like their points just didn't make sense, and a couple of those nights early on in the season, I was like, man, they might be right.
Yeah.
Like DeJounte is making no difference. Like he's putting up 20 points, but the Hawks look like they're in the exact same position where if Trae goes cold, like everybody goes cold.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's just DeJounte got like a little more acclimated in the system of how to play with Trae on the floor and stuff like that, and when to be aggressive and when to take over. But ever since that, Trey got hit in the face in New York, he just he
No,
was like, I'm not waiting on anybody. He took the last shot of regulation to send it to overtime, which was a tough shot. He makes some tough shots, jumpers and mid range and 3-pointers. It's like he has the most confidence in the world. He says, he shoots because it's like, what's the worst thing that can happen? You miss and then you get a rebound, and you get the ball back and you shoot again. Like,
right.
I'm like, man, that's a great mentality to have just in life. But uh, we're really seeing why they brought him in, because it's like Trey, he kind of goes to his limits and then he like just runs out of gas. He runs out of fumes, or no, he's hurt, he's hobbled, he can't carry the team all 48 minutes. And Dejounte just like, even if he's struggling, he finds a way to like, all stars find a way to all star. And that's something that, Trey, he kind of struggled with in that Miami series, was when they shut him down and found all different ways and countered his counter and everything like that. He never could quite figure it out. And Charles Barkley was like, good players are going to be great players regardless of what's going on and what coverages they see and stuff. And I feel like that's kind of what Dejounte's doing right now, of like, he hasn't been shooting the best. Trey hasn't been shooting the best, but like Trey's found a way to still get 30 points, 30 plus points. And Dejounte's still found a way to get to at least 20 and hit the buckets when the team needs it the most. So uh I don't know, it's just beautiful seeing that. And then on defense, of course, the steals. I think he had like 3 steals or something like that in the Pelicans game. And of
Back in
course,
the steals, bro.
yeah, of course the Knicks game he had 6. So, I mean, seeing that, it was like against the Knicks, that 23-point comeback, he was just like, it looked like his hands are like made of like sticky glue or something. It was just still layup, steal, dunk, steal, jumper. It was like, man, this man is going crazy right now. Like, that really got the crowd ignited. And like you said, it's something different to watch and fun to watch with the Hawks. Um, I do want to point out what Willie Green said yesterday after the game. He said it seemed like, he played Dejounte a lot of times in the Southwest Division, playing for the Pelicans and, being with San Antonio. He said he just feels like he's playing with a different edge this season in Atlanta. And Dejounte said, no offense, this ain't a shot to anybody in the past, but um, I just feel free here. And I love a place that believes in me and a place that lets me be free and let me be me. And I was like, I don't know how that's not a shot,
That's
but
definitely a shot.
like, yeah.
Definitely a shot.
but like, hey man, whatever floats your boat, man. Hey. But man,
Not to
I
be a
don't know.
but
Oh yeah, right. He's a said
goes
no
on to say
offense.
it's a statement.
Right, exactly. No offense, but in a defense, yeah. So that's exactly what that was. But yeah, I mean, he's exactly what the Hawks needed. That's all I had to say about Dejounte.
Yeah, I mean, after the Heat series last year was kind of evident what they needed. Um, and he kind of checks off all the boxes. Um, his shooting. I mean, I feel like he's been shooting the ball pretty well so far, but I mean, he's not like the 3-point shooter. Like, I mean, of course he can get
He's
to.
not like Kevin Herter.
Yeah, right. He's not. Yeah. Like, but he can get. He's solid in the mid range and things like that. He does other stuff, other things. But I mean, he's exactly what they needed, bro. He's exactly what they needed. He literally does everything, and it's not like he does everything solid. Like, he plays both sides of the ball. Um, and I mean, he's a dog, bro. Like, that's. I mean, I feel like we've talked about that in itself like numerous times. Like, oh, the Hawks need somebody like a Marcus Smart, a Draymond Green, a blah blah blah. Like, and he doesn't exert that type of like, I guess that type of dog like a Marcus Smart or something, like where they're just yelling all the time, like a Draymond or something where they're just yelling all the time or something like that. But his play just it brings the dog. Like, his play is just dog worthy in my opinion. Like, so
Yeah,
I mean,
he's
he gets
tough.
plays every once in a while. Like, I mean, I remember when he was in San Antonio with the whole James Harden thing and like stuff like that. But it's just his energy is contagious. That's what I'm gonna say. His energy is contagious.
And and they were talking about well, to the first point, after the first game, he said, just playing in Seattle with older people, like they bully you and everything, and you have to go if you want to play, if you want to get a bucket, if you want to get a shot, if you want to get the ball, you have to fight for the rebound, you have to box out against grown men who are going to elbow you, push you, and no fouls, no refs. So he had to. That's where he learned it in Seattle, growing up and stuff like that. The other thing I wanted to say to that was last night they asked him about defense. Is his team where you wanted to be defensively? He said we still got some work to do defensively, but I'm on them. When we're watching film and everything like that, and you see it in Trey's effort defensively, in particular, like his effort is going up a little bit. I remember it was a funny moment last night where he went for a steal on an inbound. He didn't get the steal, and he just stood there for the rest of the play. It ended up being a layup for the for the Pelicans. And it's like trademark Trey's defense, but like he gave the effort for the steal and the inbound. So I was like, he's giving a little more effort in certain places, but like offensively, he's doing it too. Where when he gets rid of the ball, he'll back out to the half court line and just take himself out the play. I don't like that still. But I do feel like there's just a little like small improvements in certain things. So we'll see what happens with that. Like as the season continues, I was telling Terry this earlier, but I think it's just funny how the Hawks still have like defensive ratedly when you're talking about points allowed and stuff. They're still like in the bottom 10, and they have two of the better defenders in the league, like in Dejounte and Clint, but they're still like one of the worst team defenses. So like I don't know how long that's gonna last. I think it'll be interesting to see what happens as the season progresses. But also we have to keep perspective, because if we would have recorded this episode last week before the Knicks game, before the Pelicans game, I already had the title in mind. It was Kevin Herter's not your savior. Like the team had so many holes in it. And I
Yeah,
was just like, Kevin Herter wasn't going to solve it as well. He's playing over there. And also, I don't know if Kevin Herter can be the most improved player because he's been good.
yeah,
Like, I don't know. But we'll see what happens. We're in week 3.
yeah. Week 3, yeah, for sure. Like you said, yeah. Because last week, I mean, we were on the two what they lost against the Bucks. Then they got blown out by the Raptors. So I mean, that was a kind of tough little roll right there. And it looked like they was about to keep sliding after with the Knicks. And then Dejounte comes alive. So I hopefully he's getting more comfortable.
We're about to blow the league against. You can't forget that they're
Yeah, they're
about to
about to blow
blow a
the league.
lead against the
Yeah.
Pelicans.
Yeah, they're about to blow the league against the Pelicans too. If you really think about it, I mean, the 6-3 record looks good. I guess when you really look at the games, though, it's just like, because I mean, like you said at the beginning of the season, they've had a soft schedule so far, but they were making it really, really tough. They were making it really tough.
And got blown out by Charlotte.
Yeah, I forgot. Oh yeah,
Wait.
that was the
No,
game. Charlotte.
no LaMelo, no Miles Bridges, of course. No good players. It's
I
like
don't even
Kelly
think
Oubre and I think Gordon Hayward was
they got
playing.
beat by Gordon and Dennis Smith Jr.
And who
Kelly
was it?
Oubre,
Nick Richards?
Nick Richards.
Yeah,
Yep.
Nick Richards. And they had like this rookie center too that I've never heard of. And
Yep.
I was like, man, this is a bad loss.
Yeah.
And they just didn't have heart that game. And then, Dejounte said, nah, we just underestimated these guys, like, and we shouldn't do that. He's tough on himself after every game, but yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So, but yeah, I mean, like I said, 6-3 record is good. I mean, I can say the past 2 games have been pretty cool to watch. I think they have a tough schedule. Like, I think the schedule gets kind of tougher. Who they got next? They got
Milwaukee on Monday.
They got Milwaukee, then
I don't know who they
Utah.
have. Okay, Utah,
They
yeah.
got Utah on Tuesday. Then they got Philly on Thursday. Then they got Philly again. Then he has a couple more games. I can't remember, but I mean, just this week alone is going to be pretty tough.
Yeah, a good litmus test for the guys. Like we were talking on the other podcast, Cleveland. When you look at the Clevelands and what they're doing right now, I think they won the other night without the backcourt. How scary!
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
I was like, and they're still undefeated. They were like 7-0, 6-0 at the time or something like that. That's scary.
Yeah.
Like them, those days are, and then Boston's playing well too. I don't know, man. Like the East is as good as we thought it'd be. So I don't know. It's gonna be a dogfight, and the Hawks got to get it together because right now this isn't enough. Um, but it does look better than what it has looked in the past because of Dejounte. So I don't know. I feel like that's another thing. I feel like they lean really heavily on the All Stars, and Lord, knock on wood. But what if one of them goes down, and then the other one is having an off night? Like
Yeah.
then what? Like that's when John and I was about to say Dejounte, DeAndre Dre got to step up the most because those are the next two highest paid guys. So
Yeah.
like one thing with John, yeah, he's doing a lot of the intangibles like rebounding, better defense. But like one thing was like so many missed rebounds in that Pelicans game where he couldn't, I guess he couldn't cuff the ball or something. So he like just batted it down to the ground and then Pelicans would pick it up and score.
Yeah.
It's like two hands. Like, why can't you get two hands on it? And I'm sure there's a valid reason, especially coming off of a year where, your finger looked
Fingers messed up.
deformed as it
Yeah.
was. So, but I just never like he was always doing like this with the rebounds. I don't know if the finger still hurts. I think that's a great question to ask. I didn't think of that. But if he comes on the podium again, I think I might, like, why don't you grab the ball with two hands anymore on rebounds?
Shout out to Torian Prince.
And shout out Torian.
So we didn't get enough of these.
So they got more of those than we did. But yeah, so I mean, I don't know, but we'll see what goes on over there. Oh, AJ Griffin looks great in the few minutes that he gets. Jalen Johnson, the one thing that he has to work on. It's funny because it's like when he came in, did summer league, everybody's like, he's kind of like baby JC. Just like JC, the boy can't handle the ball. So he need to learn how to handle a basketball. Once he does that, man, that dude right there, man. He's got the flashes.
Yeah.
And he looks a little green out there, getting the ball, but like you gotta think, dude's got PTSD. Like he didn't play at all,
Right.
his
Yeah.
rookie season.
Yeah.
And when he did and he made one mistake, he didn't see the floor for 3 weeks.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So how would you feel if you were thinking about that? Like, I don't want to make a mistake because I'm gonna get benched for 3 weeks. Like,
Yeah.
so I don't blame him when he looks green out there. But he had one spurt where he was just going in. And like I said, he got the rebound, he took the ball down, he was facing up at the top of the key, between the legs, spin move, and lost the ball. Joker, if you knew how to handle the ball and you hit that spin move and you caught the ball, dunked it or something, oh man, you might have been a starter the next game.
He said he would have been a starter.
But yeah, like I'm liking what I'm seeing from Jalen Johnson, AJ Griffin. I like what I'm seeing from him as well. Even Tyrese Martin hit a 3 in a blowout. But yeah, that's all I have to say about the guys. Frank Kaminsky was in the rotation at the beginning of the season, but now he's out of the rotation as Nate's kind of figuring it out and putting things together. Do you think Frank needs to be a part of the rotation, or are the two centers of Onyeka and Clint enough?
No, I don't think Frank needs to see the floor. I think he just needs to, keep doing what he's doing, man. I mean, I think the Hawks have one of the better 1-2 center combos, honestly. I feel fine when Clint goes out and the Congo comes in. Feel fine when Clint's on the floor. I mean, Frank Kaminsky does bring a different dynamic, with the shooting. But he's not the defensive, anchor that Clint is, and he can't guard multiple positions like a Congo can. So I think he's, when an injury arises between, and I think he can play the 4 too. So if Jalen goes down, or Jalen's struggling, or if Congo or Clint goes down, I mean, who's gonna come in.
Can stretch that floor. So I think, and of course, Veet
Yeah, Veets. Yeah, Veets. He I don't or nah, he did. I did see he did get some playing time during the blowout. So yeah, I remember that. But no, I mean, when he got traded here, I mean, I heard some interesting things about him. Saw some highlights on him. And I don't think he got assigned to the G League. When they so he's staying
He
with.
didn't. It was just
Yeah,
you know, the so and so guys.
yeah, the three, yeah, those three guys, yeah, Trent, Tyrese, and Jared. But yeah, I don't think that's going to get any playing time either. Like unless it's a blowout or something like that, or injuries.
I think it'll be. I'm trying to think of anything else that stands out. That's pretty much it. That's my kind of synopsis of what's going on with the Hawks. You have any specific topics or questions that you wanted to bring up, Malik?
No, I mean really just at the end of the day, I mean I want to see how Bogey looks, man. Like I feel like Bogey changes a lot. Like I said, like Bogey, I mean like the Hawks right now, there's no shooting. Like this it's pretty like it's not where it was last year. That's where you miss Kevin Huerter and Danilo Gallinari. Um, Man, but shout out to Kev though. I gotta shout out Kev. He hooping in Sacramento. I gotta give it up to Kev. Shout out to Kev. But yeah, there's not much shooting right now. Like I said, Trey's struggling. He's still putting up 30 balls though, which is crazy. But Bogey comes back. The bench is. I hope the bench looks better. Hope the bench looks better. Like I said, I like what I've seen from Aaron Holiday so far. I like him as that secondary ball handler. But that shooting, man, they need it. They need it, man. Because we've seen it. Like once they go cold, man, they go cold. They go cold.
100. And the thing I wanted to say as we look at the upcoming schedule is, man, a couple weeks away.
Boy,
Couple weeks away.
that's a gauntlet, bro.
Yeah, but look at this, a couple weeks away in Atlanta. I will be in the building if I'm in town. 100% I'll be in the building. That's gonna be something, boy. Because Cam couldn't get his revenge game. He only scored like 3 points against the
like
Hawks this week.
3 points.
But Kev might just give him a career high.
Oh my gosh.
With the headband. He might just hit the game winner.
Man.
But I gotta show up to that one. I gotta dap up Kev. I gotta give him a
Are you going to the one tomorrow? That's
no. I'm not going to. Yeah. That oh man, boy, you won't get home to 12.
Yep.
I'm not going to that. No.
That's a schedule right there.
Yeah, that's so I guess let's do what we always do. Look at the week ahead and guess. So, you got Milwaukee. At the time that people are watching this, that game is kind of about to happen or happening or already happened. Utah on Wednesday. Philly, as you said, the first one's in Atlanta and then the second one's in Philly. The home and home with Philly. So that week, where do you have the Hawks going?
I got 2-2.
Or did they 2?
L tomorrow. W on Wednesday. And I think all right, I'll go. Ooh. I'll go W. I'll go Saturday for Sixers. Because James is out. I mean, they still got a squad though. 76ers still got a squad. But I think they'll split. I think they'll split with the 76ers.
I think a split is respectable. I'm going to go win against Milwaukee at home. They barely lost to Milwaukee a couple weeks ago in Milwaukee. Utah, I see as a loss. Colin Sexton in his hometown. Utah's got it going on. I think that's one of those, I don't want to say trap games, but it's kind of like the Charlotte game a bit, where Utah's playing well this season. And, you might just sleep on them just because they don't have Donovan or Rudy anymore. But, that's still an NBA team. Philly in Atlanta, I think it's difficult to lose in Atlanta, even though I just gave them a loss in Atlanta. I think they're gonna get this one and lose in Philly because they usually lose in Philly. So ever since the playoffs. So yeah, I got them going 1 loss. So I got them going 2-2 as well.
I think that's pretty solid. Or that next week, crazy though.
Oh yeah.
That
Yeah.
next week even crazier.
Wait, so they again?
Got the Bucks again.
What in the world?
Then they got the Celtics, Raptors.
Cavs, and Kings.
Siakam's out for like the next 2 weeks.
Sheesh. Spin move.
And that Fred, I don't know. Fred VanVleet been hurt too.
Yeah, he's been hurt for a minute. VanVleet's been hurt for a minute. And then it eases up a little bit with the Rockets. Let me see. No, that's in Cleveland.
Okay.
And then Toronto's here.
Toronto's here.
I'm trying to see.
Dang, are the next? Oh well, nah, they play 76ers away. Okay, so
Boston's here.
Like 6 out of 7 games are here.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think I'm definitely want to go to that Boston game.
Yeah.
I like watching Houston, but I know this is at Houston because Houston opened the season in Atlanta. All right, well, that's it. That's all we have for this week. Malik, where can the people find you?
Y'all can find me at _Malik ATL. Twitter, Instagram. Oh, forgot to tell y'all. I deleted my Instagram like last week, so just find me on Twitter.
Wow.
I deleted the app. I deleted the app.
Okay. I was about to say, I was like deleting the profile site.
Hiatus. Instagram.
Okay. Yeah. No, I feel it 100%. Man, RashadMalik.com. You can follow me on Twitter at, man, I don't know. The dream season is over. So I guess FlyJ stand for _ Until next time, take care of yourselves. I'm not Kakan.
And if they come out